Welcome to the podcast. It's Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. Today in the headlines, the Biden administration announces a student loan forgiveness program, but many wonder about its effects on inflation. Also, Russian philosopher Alexander Dugin. His daughter, Daria Dugan, was assassinated in a car bomb attack that was meant for her father. Was it the CIA? Also, billions more U.S. taxpayer dollars sent to Ukraine. And Amazon surveillance of its users grows as the company grows. I'll be talking about these headlines and more coming up right now. So the first article up here is Joe Biden expected to announce $10,000 student loan forgiveness program. President Biden's expected student loan forgiveness program will cost American taxpayers an estimated $300 billion. So Americans are poised to foot a nearly $300 billion deal with President Biden's expected announcement on Wednesday to forgive thousands in federal student loan debt and extend a repayment pause till next year. According to the Penn Warrant budget model, a one-time maximum debt forgiveness of $10,000 for borrowers who made less than $125,000 will cost around $300 billion for taxpayers. From CNBC, 59% of Americans worry student loan forgiveness will make inflation worse, according to a survey by CNBC. Some experts believe the Biden administration could announce a decision on whether to extend a more than 2-year-long pause on federal student loan debt this week ahead of a current August 31st deadline. Many borrowers are hoping the Education Department will extend the break and announce up to $10,000 in loan forgiveness. Already battling high prices, 59% of Americans are concerned that student loan forgiveness will make inflation worse, according to a new CNBC survey conducted online by Momentive among a national sample of over 5,000 adults. Still, the concern that canceling student loan debt will give borrowers more money to spend and therefore increase inflation may not hold true for many borrowers. Some say they would not change their spending habits if the college debt, a portion of it, is canceled. Also, others have made many changes during the payment pause. Yada, yada, yada. $300 billion added to the billions sent to Ukraine and the new Green Deal and all these other things. Of course, it's going to exacerbate inflation. And you're only going to see really the effects of that after the midterm. So vote accordingly. So this is from the Washington Examiner. Russia claims Ukrainian intelligence behind Daria Dugans' assassination in Moscow. Russia's Federal Security Bureau claims to have solved the assassination of the daughter of Russia's ultra-nationalist Alexander Dugin in Moscow, claiming Ukrainian intelligence services were behind the attack. Daria Dugan, 29, was killed in an explosion that destroyed her car on Sunday with what the FSB claims is a remote control bomb. The security service said that Natalie Volk, a Ukrainian citizen who entered Russia on July 23rd, planted the bomb while Dugina was at a conservative festival in Moscow, then escaped to Estonia. So I guess his daughter's name is Daria Dugina, and his name is Dugan. So I just want people to hearken back a little bit to the Michael Hastings car bombing, that his car just exploded like that, in very similar fashion. This stinks like it's the CIA. I doubt the Ukrainian intelligence services, without any aid by U.S. intelligence, was able to pull off this sort of attack. Daria Dugina's death in Moscow car bomb leads to more questions than answers. It's unclear who ordered last weekend's killing of Daria Dugina, the 29-year-old daughter of Russia's leading far-right academic Alexander Dugin, in a dramatic car bomb last weekend. But in order to place the blame on Ukraine, the Russian government has deployed an elaborate but evidence-free narrative. Yeah, okay. So we're not going to go into Yahoo News' defense of this heinous killing, but this killing was meant to send a signal. So it wasn't meant to look like an accident like Michael Hastings' attack, but this is a hallmark of CIA, car bombing, stuff like that, intelligence services. But it's meant to look like a car bombing, and it's meant to be blamed on the Ukrainian intelligence services who really don't have this sort of capability. And I'm speculating here, but that's the truth, is that it's probably the CIA, but it's made to strike at the heart of Russia. It was meant to cause fear, to destabilize and to worry the Russians, but it's probably Western intelligence, more than likely. It wasn't made to look like an accident, and it was targeting her father. This is heinous intelligence services up to their old tricks. Usually they make it look like an accident, but in this instance, they wanted it to look like an assassination for a myriad of reasons. So Biden announces another $3 billion to Ukraine in additional aid. This is from CBS News. President Biden announced Wednesday that the U.S. is sending its largest security. Is this last Wednesday? No, it's today. President Biden announced Wednesday that the U.S. is sending the largest security package to Ukraine to date, valued at $3 billion. The announcement coincided with 6-month anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The package will come from the Ukraine Security Assistance Funds process, which means the U.S. will buy the weapons through contracts instead of drawing from existing Defense Department inventory and sending them immediately. But in any case, it's $3 billion of U.S. taxpayer funds, regardless of what fund it comes from. In unrelated news, as Amazon grows, so does its surveillance of consumers. This is from the Chicago Tribune. Dateline is the 23rd, yesterday. It appears the company doesn't want to halt its reach anytime soon. In recent weeks, Amazon has said it will spend billions of dollars in 2 gigantic acquisitions that, if approved, will broaden its ever-growing presence in the lives of consumers. This time, the company is targeting 2 areas: healthcare through its $3.9 billion buyout of the primary care company One Medical, and the smart home, where it plans to expand its already mighty presence through a $1.7 merger with iRobot, the maker of the popular robotic Roomba vacuum. Again, these are surveillance gathering tools. Perhaps unsurprisingly for a company known for its vast collection of consumer information, both mergers have heightened enduring privacy concerns that how Amazon gathers data and what it does with it. The latest line of Roombas, for example, employs sensors that map and remember your floor plan. The other one is a medical medical data company. In other news from the Daily Caller, Senator Rand Paul demands NIH preserve all documents, communication in Fauci's possession. And the date line on this is the 23rd. Republican Senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, sent a letter Tuesday to the National Institute of Health, calling on them to preserve all documents and communications within Dr. Anthony Fauci's possession related to his tenure at the NIH. In the letter, first obtained by Daily Caller, Paul called on the NIH to specifically preserve all records, emails, electronic documents, and data created and or shared with Fauci during his tenure at the NIH that relates to COVID-19 or to coronavirus research conducted by the NIAID, which Fauci headed since 1984. Paul also called on the NIH to notify all current and former employees to preserve any related documents, communications, and other information. Dr. Fauci misled the American public on public health guidance throughout the pandemic, according to Rand Paul, which all this is true. And of course, they're going to try to destroy documents. The research, the gain of function research that's been going on for decades, all of that was moved overseas. It's all illegal. And whether or not they call it gain of function or the weaponization of biological material, of course, they don't weaponize it. It's not called gain of function anymore. It's called the humanizing or humanization of said virus. But if they make it, if they're working on making something more contagious and more harmful, that's gain of function. And the last story today is Whole Foods, another Amazon company, is sued over no antibiotics ever beef claim. This is dateline on this is 23rd in this article by Jonathan Stemple. Whole Foods Market was sued on Tuesday by 3 consumers and an animal welfare nonprofit in a lawsuit accusing the Amazon.com unit of falsely marketing beef with the slogan, "No antibiotics ever." The class action said the independent laboratory testing found that Whole Foods beef contained antibiotic and other pharmaceutical residue, meaning that cattle had been treated with antibiotic and other pharmaceuticals. Of course they have. Because ever since Amazon took over Whole Foods, away went the GMO labeling and some of the other, they slap Whole Foods on it and then they continue with whatever they want, not only misleading the public, but in some cases poisoning the public, etc. So that's it for today. Rudy's Revelation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Get her in minds. See you tomorrow.
This is